Hey, Josh Tigg, Running T Farms. Morning cattle move. I thought I would do a follow-up video this morning just to clarify a few things that I didn't think about in yesterday's video. So we've got nearly an inch of rain last night. You can see here quite wet conditions, but we did keep the pugging to a very minimum. You can see there a couple tracks, but that's nothing to be concerned about. So I got up early this morning and was here just about daylight to move these cattle. I raised the wire up there and let them walk under it. Of course, you know, we got a little bit more pugging there where I let them walk under the fence. The reason that I did it is most of the cattle were kind of focused on this end down here, and I didn't want them to walk any further than they had to get through here. So I simply used my Penn's Agro pole that comes with my wire lifter. They've got a notch in the top of them there. You can just set the wire up in there and you're ready to roll. So here is what it looks like where 180 head of cattle walked through here this morning. So you can see we've got some pugging, but nothing too bad. We didn't churn the soil up, but I'll give you some indication there. That footprint probably went down in the ground 3.5 inches. We are on a heavy clay soils here, so, but we will not give them access to where they was yesterday. I've found that when it gets wet, if you give them too much area, they want to just wander around and pick at that blade of grass that doesn't have any mud on it or things like that. So you have to have them at a high enough stock density so that they still feel compelled to get out there and graze pretty aggressively, get their bellies full. You need to really make sure that we're keeping them fed good. They need to be full all the time. They always need to have plenty to eat, but we need to make sure that we keep them really full so that they're not pacing the fence when we get here to move them. That can cause a pretty big mess pretty quickly. So they need to be at sufficient stock density where they're not walking around, wandering around. If I would give them this whole paddock, after about a day or two, they get to where they just start walking around because they're fouling the grass. They got muddy feet, muddy water, and as they walk around, they foul the grass. If you'll notice now, you hardly see any of these cows moving. They're just simply got their heads down eating. They've only been in here about 30 minutes while I moved a little bit of fence. But as you can see here with this cow, you know, her belly is nice and full. She's in very good shape. But that's what you want. If you give them too much area, they do all right for a day or so, but then they get to wandering around looking for that forage that's not fouled. So there's plenty of grass here for them to easily get full. They'll lay down, ruminate, get up and eat some more. And you know, just before dark this afternoon, I'll come and give them another area this size, which is roughly what we've been giving them for one day. So we have doubled our area that we're grazing every day, but we've cut the stock density per day. Gosh, I don't even know what it would be, way back. So we're gonna have all the animals on twice the ground. So we've cut our stock density down to about 25% of what it was when we're grazing non-selectively when the conditions. So we're running at about double the area with about 25% of the stock density that we normally run. But if you would need to, yes, we've also decreased our harvest efficiency by half. We're grazing twice the area and harvesting half as much grass. There's enough grass left here that should you need it and the conditions get get right, after this would get rained on a few times, it would clean up enough to where you could come back and graze this again once the ground conditions would allow it. So, but I just wanted to point that out. I didn't think about that. So this is the paddock that they was in yesterday and last night. Had an inch of rain. We've moved them over here. Don't give them access to this paddock here. If you do, you'll come out here and find that with too much room, the animals begin to wander around. They may even decide to, for whatever reason, to congregate up in a bunch and stand there and make a big mess. So we got to keep them moving, and we got to limit access to where they've been. So we have successfully grazed this paddock, kept our cattle fed, and we have kept pugging to a bare minimum. We'll do the same thing in this paddock. We're expecting a lot more rain today and tonight, more coming this weekend. So we will just keep moving these cattle every day, and we will limit the access that they have behind them as we go, so that we can just keep the pugging to a minimum. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. As always, you can check us out online at runningtbeef.com. You can like us on Facebook at runningtbeef. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope to see everyone a week from tomorrow in Hickory, North Carolina for the North Carolina Forage and Grasslands Winter Conference. I will drop that registration link in the video description. Everybody have a great rest of your week.